Hey everybody, it's the Film Optimist, and today on Nick's Reviews, I'm reviewing Kevin Smith's Silent but Deadly. So it barely makes the count. It barely makes the deadline. It due to my rules of I have to had review it on Nick's Reviews before I review it here. It barely misses the deadline. Take a shot. I record all of my videos on Sunday, and today's review for Nick's Reviews is Silent but Deadly. So I get to record this video and then upload it tomorrow. So without further ado, this is my thoughts on Silent but Deadly, Kevin Smith's sixth Q&A special. It's going to be long-winded, and it could go pretty long. I'm not going to try to make it that long. But there's a lot to unpack here. It's the last one that he came out with after losing a shit ton of weight. It's weird when your heroes die, when they pass away. Kevin Smith is looked at as a hack. He isn't looked at as a true filmmaker by critics. Like, he's not up to par with Stanley Kubrick and Steven Spielberg and Christopher Nolan. And are his movies like any of theirs? No. They're not these blockbuster, jaw-dropping spectacles. They're not like... They don't have these signature, awe-inspiring moments. But for me personally, they do. With Dogma is a huge movie for me. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but Kevin Smith is a huge inspiration for me. I mentioned in the last Q&A review, he goes on to say, "Don't ask why, ask why not." And he has like the best job ever. He gets to make movies, write and direct with his friends, and puts them in the movies, and who gives a fuck if people shit on them? He had fun making them. And 9 times out of 10, I love what he makes. I love the movies that he's directed and the stuff that he's written. And I feel like my words are all fucked today. Anyway, Kevin Smith almost died back in when the fuck did this come out? Like 2016? 2017? 2018? I don't remember. Kevin Smith, Silent but Deadly. But he recorded a Q&A special, and he hadn't made one in a while. 2018. He hadn't made one in a while. He lost a shit ton of weight, and it was weird seeing a skinny Silent Bob, but here he is, and skinnier anyway. He's not a fucking rotund guy. He's slimmed down. You can see it. It's super noticeable. When he wears a jersey, it's huge on him now. But he filmed this, and then an hour later, after he filmed it, he was in like the dressing room, and he had a heart attack, a massive heart attack. He'd been smoking weed, and he was just like, "Huh, that's weird. Like, how? I think I'm having a heart attack." And then called the doctors, and it was a fucking widowmaker. It was a massive coronary, like the shit that you can't fight. The only thing that saved him, ironically enough, was weed. He was calm and collected, and he wasn't scared. And what's very beautiful about this instance is he posted on Facebook, might have been Instagram and Twitter too. I saw it on Facebook. It was him. He was smiling, and he's in a hospital bed, and he was like, "Yep." So he revealed he had a huge heart attack, and he could have died. And he was like, he mentions in one of his specials, it might have been the first one, An Evening with Kevin Smith, where his father died, and they took him to the hospital, and he didn't go with him, but he asked his brother later, "Hey, so how did he go peacefully?" And his brother's like, "No, Kev, he died screaming." He's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, he was in the room and he was screaming like, "Help me!" And then he just went. He died screaming. He was screaming, and then out of nowhere, it was cut off. He's dead. And so Kevin Smith has talked about like his fear of that happening to him. He doesn't want a huge like terrifying, painful death that his dad went through. And in this Facebook post, he goes on to say like I wasn't scared anymore of death. It's weird to say. It's weird to think about as a father myself that he says he was ready to leave. Like he was content. If he died, he was content with it. He lived a good life. He has a beautiful wife, he has a beautiful daughter, and he was cool with that. Like he was cool to move on, shuffle off this mortal coil, and that's fucking insane to think about. This guy is only 40 something. Don't think he's 50 yet. He's almost 50. Is he 50? He's 50 and he just turned 50 this year. So 2 years ago, 48. So he was like, but I'm cool with it. And it's like, that's so fucking weird to think about. Now the special itself is called Silent but Deadly to play on that heart attack. And but they didn't know about that at the time. It's a really good special. I recommend it. He talks about directing Supergirl and how he would go down and go to fucking, what is that place called? The Tim Hortons. It was either Tim Hortons or it was Dunkin' Donuts or it was A&W. It was one of those places. He went there, got a shit ton of food for the cast and crew, paid for it all, got it for them, and then the next couple of nights he kept doing that, and the people that were working like late night, a 24-hour joint, weren't believing it, and he goes on. It's a good story. I'm not doing it justice. Same thing with his story with his wife. He always talks about like how they have sex and shit, and I can't think about that. I'm like, how you're so open about this shit. A lot of good stories in Silent but Deadly. Very funny, very hilarious, and it gives you a new appreciation after knowing what he went through, and then after it, like beforehand, he prefaces it by saying, "This is what's going on. This is what happened an hour before. This was filmed an hour before my heart attack," and then afterwards, he like in the credits, he's in the room. We said, "This is where it happened, man. This is where I had my heart attack." And it's like, it's so fucking crazy to think about. And then, because of this, so many people that, I say so many people, but there are a lot of people that reached out afterwards, like, that haven't talked to Kev for a long time. And one of the biggest names of someone that just, like, got famous and then just didn't, just kind of, it was weird. He didn't talk about Kevin Smith anymore. Was Ben Affleck. Reached out and was like, dude, like, because Kevin Smith really took off with Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is in a lot of Kevin Smith movies, and Kevin Smith talks about how he's so happy for him when he got the part of Batman. He's like, I'm so happy for him, and I love that guy, and he's like, but he doesn't answer my calls. We don't talk anymore. And I was like, that was really shitty. And then now they're friends again, and they work on and off together. Really sweet. And it's like, it serves as the moral of this story is like, just be there for the people while they're here. Be there for the people you care about and love. And it's really cool. And that's my thoughts on Silent but Deadly. I don't know why I'm all fucked today, mentally with this this review, like all slurry and shit. But yeah, it's really good. Check it out. I can't wait till he releases another one so I can also have another rambling review. But that's it. That's my review. Those are my thoughts. What do you think about Kevin Smith? YouTube people? Have a good one.